Bismillah, Bismillah, Bismillah. The greatest puzzle in life is that which to do with space and time. Each one of us is composed of an evolving, growing in consciousness humanity and a divine bundle of light which is emanating from divinity, which we call ruh or spirit. Each one of us is a composite reality of these two entities. One of them is an emerging animal, has a beginning, it has birth, and it has death. And the other one is an effulgence from the divine. So this is the issue that causes so much confusion, so much anger, so much darkness. The light that which emanates from the Ruh itself, it's a divine light. The Quran reminds us that you are in this world so that you move from one level of darkness to a better, higher level of light. يخرجكم من الظلمات إلى النور. So we are evolving. This is part of the overall pattern that creation is experiencing. Darkness, darkness, a bit more light, a bit more light, until you come to realize that eternal, boundless light was ever present. But the filters and the barriers were different. A fetus has got many barriers, physical in the womb, and then later on to the develop, so that the mind and all the other faculties develop the first few months and years, so that he or she relate to the outer world, so that you connect your center with all the billions of other centers that are around you. This is the locality beginning to connect with its destiny of universality. We are experiencing a great deal of mischief nowadays in the world due to, again, people's fears, people's arrogance, people's anxiety, people's dishonesty. The biggest factor in suffering is dishonesty. To be honest, you need a lot of courage. And the foundation or the essence of that courage is willingness to die, knowing that death is only the opening to another phase in consciousness. There are no encumbrances of mind, memory, all of the other things that are barriers. We are experiencing collectively the ayah of ظهر الفساد في البر والبحر بما كسبت أيدي الناس. Mischief, injustice, difficulties, abusiveness is evident now everywhere you look. And this is what we have earned, so that we taste some of that bitterness, as the Quran says, لعلهم يرجعون, so that you return. Return to what? To the purpose for which you have been brought on this earth. What is that? To participate with intelligence, with rising consciousness and intelligence, to participate in the rise along the ladder of intelligence up to the ultimate heavens. So you are aware of the divine point from which intelligence radiates. So all of the troubles and the injustices and the suffering we experience directly or otherwise is for us to become more and more and more and more and more aware of any thought, any intention, any action, and thorough, honest accountability. Why do you want it? Why do you want more wealth? Why do you want more power? Why do you want more acquisition? Why do you want more security? Who is it that wants security? Your soul or your ruh is beyond secure or insecure. It's always the nafs. And the nafs never is ever able to satisfy because it's within space and time. Not until you are in constant reference to your ruh, to the divine light in your heart. Not until then you remain according to the 30, 40 ayahs that describes the fickle condition of humanity. And خلقنا الإنسان في هلع. And the best description of the fickleness of man is والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر. As an insan, as a human being, will always lose. You forget, you sleep, you're in a coma, you die. You'll always lose. إلا الذين آمنوا. Faith and trust in that the real you is a divine light which is not subject to the changes of space and time. It's a ruh. And that ruh is taking a short journey on earth and will return back to that vastness, boundlessness from which it had emerged. And then we try to be clever, and then we try to be mischievous. We all the time become deceptive, because in that you may cheat the others easier. وَمَكَرُوا وَمَكَرَ اللَّهِ. Ultimately, deception emerges from the original eternal light so that you take your life on earth a bit more seriously. So you say, no, this is bigger, this is smaller. You accept all of the relative issues. But in truth, all of it is a deception. None of it has any sustainable reality on its own. They're all passing. No 2 days are the same. No 2 years are the same. No 2 atrocities or wars are the same. The only part that is ever constant is your own ruh. And then realize what the Quran tells you, that Allah doesn't wrong anybody. We wrong ourselves through ignorance, through fears, through anxieties, through presumption, through expectations. We all have expectations. They didn't do what I said. They didn't do exactly, and on. Everybody trying to play the master. And the master of all is ever present everywhere, Allah Azza wa Jal, who declares all of what being created in terms of intelligence is in order to perfect worship. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. Worship is adoration, is being obsessed with what you are worshiping. To be obsessed with the divine truth, which is everywhere, evident and hidden. So this is the story of that mysterious, amazing presence. إِنَّ الْأَمْرَ لِلَّهِ فَلَا تَسْتَعْجِلُوا. All of it belongs to Him. So do not rush. It will come to you. If you don't get it whilst alive, it will come to you when the veils are removed after death. And then you can truly declare, كُلٌّ مِّنْ عِنْدِ اللَّهِ. All of it is from the same. So what you are receiving is only a transmission, is only a radiation from that source. And that source is engulfed, encompassed in being Al-Hayy Al-Qayyum, the ever-living, the ever in charge of whatever there is known and unknown. Once you know that there is the divine presence and control over everything, you and I are given occasionally a little bit of a role to play. As the Quran says, so that لِيَبْلُوَكُمْ أَيُّكُمْ أَحْسَنُ عَمَلًا, so that you are put into the test, into the affliction, into the state of doing your best, your utmost. What is that state in you and I that enables us to do our best and our utmost. It is to be tuned to the nur of your life itself, not personality, not your objectives or desire for achievement. You are here truly at best an obedient follower of the divine effulgence. So you are at best an agent, short-term agent. And if you don't do it honestly, diligently, faithfully, you will regret it. You will suffer visibly, otherwise, health-wise, mind-wise, emotion-wise. The whole world now, over the last 50, 60, 70 years, is in a state of real connectedness. Global interaction, interrelationships has never been so intense as it is now. And therefore, the chances, even amongst the last week's miseries and atrocities and all of that, is that humanity is rising irrespective of its own understanding or lack of it towards higher divinity. Where do you run to? People are talking about the Palestinians are in an open prison. So is humanity. It's a tiny little earth. Where do you run to? How many people have reached a point of total and utter despondency, even though they were amongst the wealthiest, the most powerful? Despondency, because you are not yet abandoned the illusion of who you are. You have not touched the ever-present conclusion of the divine light as a rule. So we have to work upon each other, ourselves, until such time clarity becomes no more subject to space or time. You do whatever you can locally, but your heart, your mind, your essence is cosmic, is heavenly, is more than universal. This is the story. So the more you are able to enter into silence through dhikr, through reflection, through any exercise that stops the mind completely, the more you can calibrate, touching the light of your soul, the healthier your environment, your situation, your action, your health, and every way will be. Everyone has to do it to themselves. At best, you can be friendly with someone, reflect that for them, but you can't give it to them. You can't force it. You can't be a Sufi fascist. You can't do that. Say it. If you have expectations, of course, you'll be disappointed. You'll have anger. You'll blame and claim. But who suffers on that? Everyone, especially the one who is perpetrating it. Trust in the divine eternal presence. Trust in the all forgiveness of that state. Trust in that next phase in life, as the Quran assures us, is real life itself, because it's perpetual and it's eternal. For that, you need few friends, few companions, reminders, and total, utter responsibility for yourself, so that your honesty becomes a reflection of haqq and of truth. Doesn't mean you go around all the time declaring this or that, but you can see it. There are many occasions that you know it's not the time to declare the truth. That, as the Quran says, Allah doesn't wrong anybody. They wrong themselves through ignorance, through assumption, mostly also through arrogance and hubris. These are the things you have to, if you bear it in mind, then your own personal state becomes optimal. And what is around you also will reflect. And your health, body, chemical, mental health, all of it will improve. And we are driven, each one of us, to be better and better and better, until such time you lose all of the peripheral connectedness and you bask in the glorious light of your own soul. That's all what it is. In reality, you are a soul camouflaged with all kinds of other covers. Don't discard them all, just put them aside for a while and be at one with the one and only one. That is the purpose of life. Suffering and all of the miseries that we experience are signs of deviation, distractions. And it will not only afflict the few people perpetrating it, as the Quran reminds us, it will afflict all. Do not ever think that abusiveness, injustice will only remain in the precinct of the perpetrators. So we have to be cautious, 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 accountable, 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 generous, 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 honest, honest, honest. Live as though this air that you're inhaling may be the last. Cheerfully, joyfully, knowingly that it's a process from darkness to light and light and light until you are in a zone that is not limited by any space or time. Here on earth, each one of us is limited to space. We have to act, in a sense, according to the relative situation we are in. We have to respond to it. We have connection around us, people. We're not isolated. We're not independent. We are interdependent. If you do it cheerfully with good expectations and have few quality friends who can tell you the truth as it is, not just appeasing you, you're very fortunate. Then you are cheerful in every situation. And that state will enhance all of the goodness that you look for. Your health, your wealth, your attitude, everything around you. And then truly in your inner, you know you have no need. But needs arise so that you interact with your friend, with the neighbor, with the others. That's fine. But in your heart of heart, you're in the moment, and the moment is eternal. And that's the nature of your own soul. Good luck wherever you are, whoever you are. If you can, every hour or so, have few minutes of entry to the house of your own heart, to your own spirit. Utter silence, boundlessness, mere, sheer, total presence. Most of the mistakes we do because we are in a rush. And the Quran reminds us, Innal amra lillah. All affairs belong to Allah. فَلَا تَسْتَعْجِلُوا. Don't rush. Let there be 20 years from now, 1,000,000 years from now. Billions of years have come. Where are they? Who are they? What are all the great empires? All the worries they had. They carried their weapons and things on the back of, animals and this. And look at it now, it's all through laser and this and that. Are we happier? Are we more friendly with each other? Because of the decree of creation, the world is improving and improving and improving, irrespective of major catastrophic events at every now and then. But human life now, the ability to be with people from other parts of the world, other religions, other nationalities, the ability to communicate, far better than it was 100 years ago. And that was far better than it was 1,000 years ago. Then go back and back. You find Allah's rahmah is visibly increasing. In the meantime, we have to address certain anomalies, certain human criminality. We have to address injustices, local and otherwise, with a clear mind, with honesty and sincerity. Then you are in this world, not of this world. then you are as good a human being as can be, and you are the first beneficiary. Good luck.